Hello there. Welcome back to your Elite Weather Forecast. Dooley Godot here once again. We're going to be talking about the weather coming up over the next couple of days. We're going to take a look at that severe weather that we're going to be seeing out there because that's the only ball game in town right now is severe weather. Our city of the day is the lovely and beautiful Jackson Hole, Wyoming. We're seeing clear skies out there, just some high wispy clouds whizzing through the area. Temperature about 28 degrees. You're looking at the Grand Tetons. Let's take a moment to admire that. I mean, wow. I picked a good one today, didn't I? Beautiful area, man. Bury me out there. Please bury me somewhere out there in the foothills of the Grand Tetons. 'Cause that's just beautiful. Man, I love that place so much. Isn't that wonderful? Look at that grassland. This is just fabulous. I look, you're going to see some bears, maybe some bison roaming around out there, some elk maybe. Oh, that's fantastic. But anyway, enough clowning around here. Let's take care of our serious business that we got going on because we got thunderstorms out there, especially down in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas. You're seeing storms already here in the morning hours on your Thursday. We're going to see those storms continue into Friday as well. Some storms out there, and those storms are going to make its way to the East Coast, so you're going to be seeing them down in the Southeast and along up into the Mid-Atlantic states tomorrow and Saturday. We're going to be seeing that storm system move its way to the east. But right now, let's take a look at the live national radar and see what's going on out there across America. All right, here we are looking at the national radar right now, and now we have a big white blob in the middle of the nation, and this is that cloud deck from that storm system that's making its way across from the mid-Atlantic from the plain states into the upper Midwest, into the Ohio Valley. Eventually, it's going to make its way to the mid-Atlantic states. And then we got our cold front, and we're going to be seeing those showers and storms here in Texas. We got these thunderstorms moving on. A few of these are severe. No tornadoes in effect right now, but we do have a few severe storms out there. We're seeing a lot of rainfall down here through East Texas into the Ozarks, into Arkansas, southern Missouri. We're going to be seeing those storms and things move through the day. You're going to see a lot of heavy rainfall. 6 to 8 inches of rain is going to be possible through this area here in the East Texas, in the Arkansas. We're also seeing some rain and some embedded thunderstorms here through the state of Illinois, Indiana as well. You're seeing those rain showers and thunderstorms. Some of those showers are even moving into Minnesota. Maybe a straight thunderstorm might be possible down into southern Minnesota and Iowa as well. You're going to be seeing some of those showers move into your area this afternoon. Maybe a few showers here on the East Coast and then the mid-Atlantic states. And we do have a bit of a warm front that's out there, so we may see a few showers in those areas as well. We got rain showers here moving into the Pacific Northwest. Seattle and Portland, Northern California, is seeing some of those rain showers as that next Pacific storm system makes its way onshore. Now here's a look at our forecast. All right, now we're going to have our elite weather forecast. So we're going to talk about what's going to be going on out for the next couple of days. Here are some of our hazards that the National Weather Service has posted right now. We do have that tornado watch here in East Texas, as well as northwestern Louisiana and southern Arkansas. We have tornado watch 181 in effect right there, and that's going to be in effect until about 6 o'clock tonight. And we have our flood watches and flood warnings in effect here across Oklahoma, southern Missouri, southeastern Kansas, as well as northwestern Arkansas. This is where our excessive rainfall can be seen. That 6 to 8 inches of rain is going to be expected for that area there. So a lot of rainfall with some of these thunderstorms, as they're going to be taking on a more heavy rain threat, more so than tornadoes and large hail and damaging winds here. So a lot of heavy thunderstorms expected for parts of Arkansas, Missouri, and eastern Oklahoma there. And for the most part, we have a few flood watches in effect here across northern Minnesota, as well as the Red River Valley. Maybe a flood watch is in effect there. And we have maybe a few minor winter weather advisories down here across parts of Colorado. Here is where we got some high wind in Arizona as well as in New Mexico. High wind as well as parts of across northern Nevada. There we're going to be seeing high wind. So that is a look at some of the hazards going on out there right now. And here's our weather synopsis or our weather our analysis here. And here's our weather system here. We have this trough of low pressure as well as this cold front working in tandem here that's going to spread that severe weather across East Texas and Louisiana and Arkansas this afternoon and evening. We're already seeing some storms out there right now. But that tornado threat is going to be exist in Texas primarily. Here we'll see the opportunity for tornadoes. We did see quite a few tornadoes, more minor tornadoes across a couple of larger ones. Vernon, Texas, we saw a larger tornado, as well as parts of eastern Oklahoma down there. There were a few tornadoes. Just waiting for the National Weather Service to confirm what the size were. There were some damage. Some towns did get damaged by some tornadoes in Oklahoma last night. So it was a very active and busy hair. Yuck. I'm trying to talk and it's so distracting. So we did have some damaging tornadoes out there across parts of Oklahoma. Some of the smaller towns did receive some tornado damage. And from what I saw in the drone footage, maybe strong F2 tornadoes possible. We'll just have to wait for the National Weather Service. You can't make that guesstimation just from looking at the video alone, but we'll let those guys figure out what exactly happened down there across Oklahoma and Texas. But we are seeing this wet weather. There's going to be seeing those showers and storms move into the upper Midwest. Here we're talking Indiana and Illinois, Iowa, even up to southern Minnesota. Could see some rainfall today. Maybe a thunderstorm is possible, but I don't expect severe weather across the upper Midwest and the northern plains today. All right. But we are seeing that rain and wet weather move here across the Pacific Northwest as we have this next cold front slated to come on shore with that area of low pressure there. It's going to spread rain, maybe a little bit of snow across the Cascades there. Might see a few snowflakes in the higher elevation, but we'll see much needed rainfall across the Pacific Northwest. Here's what we're going to see for your Friday out there. So Friday, our system moves ever so slowly to the east. This thing is very slow moving. We see this cold front here that's going to extend into the southern plains as well as parts of New Mexico. But we're going to be working with that rainfall here across the deep south. We got Alabama and Mississippi that's going to be in line for some of that wet weather as well. I don't expect to see any severe weather out here tomorrow. There is a slight risk for severe weather here across parts of the Carolinas as well into the maybe Virginia might be seeing some severe weather, but if we do see it, it's going to be some hail and damaging winds. Tornado threat is going to be very low with this assistance as our storm is starting to lose a little bit of its energy, so it's beginning to fill in there the area of low pressure as it makes its way to the east. So we'll see a little bit less severe weather, but a lot of rain is going to fall from this weather system as it has that clear fetch of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. So we're going to see a lot of heavy rainfall for Friday, and into Saturday. Here's where we're going to be seeing on Saturday. Our low pressure now is into the northeast. So the mid-Atlantic states, so all the way up to Boston, may be seeing some showers and storms, but I don't expect any severe weather up in the northeast. You may see severe weather right here across the mid-Atlantic states, maybe around the D.C., Baltimore area. Could see some severe weather for your Saturday out there, and more Pacific Northwest rainfall and snow across the higher elevations of the Cascades. The northern Rockies might see some snow as well. Jackson Hole might be picking up a few snowflakes from that weather system as this makes its way out to the plains. Now this one is going to make more of a factor for the northern plains and the upper Midwest as we move out into the week ahead. So, but tomorrow, stay tuned to your elite weather forecasting here, and we're going to talk about our long range forecast for the next 2 weeks. We're going to be looking at the GFS and some of the models and see what they think we're going to be having over the next couple of weeks. So please come back to the channel tomorrow to check out our long range forecast. But that was a look at the weather analysis for the next 3 days. Here we have our meso discussion here. Here's our tornado watch 181 that's going to be in effect here across central and east Texas, as well as northwestern Louisiana, southwestern Arkansas. This tornado watch is in effect until 6 o'clock tonight. We'll have to wait and see if it's going to be extended, but I think it's not going to be that busy of an area today. We may see a couple minor tornadoes, but I don't expect any large tornado outbreaks with this. All right, so here's a look at some areas of some more larger metros that's going to have to be wary today for that severe weather. We will have Austin, Texas, and San Antonio as you are just inside of the marginal risk here for severe weather. So you're going to be seeing isolated severe. The tornado threat is going to be kind of low and flooding as well. Oh, excuse me. All right, so but wind damage is going to be possible. It's going to be kind of moderate there for damaging wind and hail, and the hail threat also maybe a little slightly less, but a moderate threat for damaging wind and hail. As I can see, a lot of linear thunderstorms developing today. So we will see a lot of MCSs out there and squall lines as opposed to discrete supercells like we saw last night. Last night, it just did not really, I really thought that storms would form a line through North Texas and Oklahoma, but they really just stayed in clusters. So we saw clusters of unique and individual supercells last night. So that made for a very interesting evening for the storm chasers and the National Weather Service last night, as now you have to chase around all these tornado spin-ups that were happening. We had a lot of minor spin-ups of brief tornadoes down there across Oklahoma and Texas last night. A few of them did cause some damage out there. Give me a second so I could deal with my eye because it's starting to burn in water for whatever reason. So, all right, so we're going to take a look at what we're going to be seeing today through this evening. Here we are going through into Arkansas and parts of northwest Louisiana and East Texas. So we have that enhanced risk for that severe weather again this afternoon into the evening. We have this slight risk through these areas here. So if you're, say, in Branson, you are in that enhanced risk, as well as Shreveport, Louisiana. You are also in that enhanced risk for that severe weather. And what you can expect today is a low threat for tornadoes. So there's going to be a couple tornadoes out there. Doesn't mean they may not happen, but they're going to be weaker and short-lived tornadoes, brief tornado spin-ups. But you will see those damaging winds as you are going to have those linear thunderstorms with those high winds, and you will have quarter to golf ball size hail. It's going to be a threat, and a slight risk for some flash flooding out there from some of that heavy rainfall that's expected. All right, here we are as we look at the fire potential for the next couple of days. And today's fire potential is going to be kind of low. We do have an elevated risk. Parts of central New Mexico here, as well as Nevada, we have an elevated risk of that fire danger. And tomorrow, very clear skies, no fire dangers. Well, fire danger is always there, but it's just low enough that there's not any watches or concerned out of the ordinary for your Friday out there. Okay, here we go as we look at our severe weather outlook here, and we have our enhanced risk here: Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, southeast Oklahoma. This is your enhanced threat where you do have that tornado risk in it that exists for today. Large hail, damaging wind, flash flooding is also possible. Then you have this slight risk that will extend along the Appalachian Front Range here, and you will be seeing that chance for that potential for heavy rainfall in these areas here. And then we do have a marginal risk, which is your isolated severe risk that's going to extend into Missouri, parts of Kansas as well, and Oklahoma, West Texas, and we have southern Louisiana and central Mississippi, northwestern Alabama, central Kentucky, and Tennessee as well. Could see that marginal risk for severe weather today. And this is what we're going to be seeing for your Friday. So for your Friday, here's where our severe weather exists. We have a slight risk for seeing scattered severe weather here across the southeast. We're talking Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, up into Virginia, Kentucky, and Tennessee as well. We got Atlanta, we got Charlotte, D.C., Baltimore, all the way over into parts of Louisiana, Mississippi here, and well, not Mississippi, not so much, but we have Alabama. So Jackson, we have Mobile, Alabama, maybe the Florida Panhandle here, Tallahassee, Pensacola, Apalachicola. You guys are in that slight risk for seeing severe weather, tornadoes possible, large hail, damaging wind, and heavy rainfall and flash flooding is going to be possible. So all modes of severe weather possible. Non-severe thunderstorms here through the upper Mississippi Valley into the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes area. All right, here we go as we take a look at what we're going to be seeing out there for your Saturday. So your Saturday severe weather threat is primarily going to be here across the northern plains. We have Nebraska and South Dakota. You're going to see the potential for isolated severe weather as we're going to see thunderstorms along the northern plains. We got western Minnesota and North Dakota and South Dakota into Nebraska and northwestern Iowa, and maybe a piece of Missouri as well could see some of those thunderstorms. And we'll see some more storms here along Florida and the East Coast and the Mid-Atlantic states. We'll be seeing that risk for some thunderstorms. And maybe a few thunderstorms will be possible here across the front range of the Rockies and western Montana and Idaho. There could be seeing some thunderstorms with that next weather system as it makes its way into the northern plains. All right, here we are. We're going to be talking about the tropics now as we work our way through the month of March. March? March. You know, I want it to be May. I like the warmer months. So as we work our way through May, we're not seeing anything anything developing out there on the radar, on the satellite image, nothing in the Pacific or Atlantic. We have this area out here in the Pacific, but it has a less than 40% chance of developing into anything out here, as this tends to be a much more active area than the Atlantic, and it typically gets started sooner than the Atlantic. But no threat from this thing developing, as there is only a less than 1%. So you have this one item here, less than a 0% chance of it developing into anything. So it's just a swirling mass and some clouds and showers out there. All right, here's the 5-day outlook for the tropical Atlantic. Nothing new is expected in the next 5 days. Nothing new except that guy out there for the next 5 days along the Pacific. Okay, so not much going on in the tropics right now, but we're going to keep including it in our forecast as we work our way through the month of May, because things will always start to develop, especially as we get closer to June. May 30th is the official start of the hurricane season here in the Atlantic and in the Eastern Pacific. So my name is Dooley Godot. Thanks for watching. I'm suddenly starting to feel a little bit under the weather, so we just had to power through this. But thanks for watching. Please leave your likes, your comments, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you tomorrow when we do our long range forecast. All right? You guys have a great day, and thanks for watching.